Don't be giving me the.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Kong Family Show, special Saturday edition. We're happy to introduce to everybody my dear friend and sponsor and mentor, and the guy who changed the course and direction of my life by just simply being consistent with what he was doing, continuing to spread the truth, and I ended up getting involved with the Kong family because of it, and I'm eternally grateful to this man, and I'm just so happy, so excited to be able to bring him in here. Finally, he's been really busy. He's got a new baby coming on the way, and just a busy cat, and so neat to finally be able to take the time to come on here with the Kong family. But the Kong Family Show, we have a real simple goal, with the show, with the family itself. It's a big, giant family of people that are just looking to help other people. And we all have this really super simple goal. And that goal is to change the world. And the cool thing is that's what's happening. We're doing it. Make no bones about it, kids. The Kong family is going to change the world. And it starts with people like Mr. Tim McGaffin right here that has joined with us. And hey, Ricky Bowden, good to see you, buddy. Paul Nelson, Stephanie, good to see you, honey. Glad to see you guys here. If any of you guys have any questions for Tim or for Sean or for myself, just post them in the comments, and I'll read them off to the guys or whatever, so we can get your questions answered if you have any.
I have a question right away there, professional. I would like to know the actual heights of each of the respective gentlemen and see who's the odd man out. Would you offer forth there, Gaff?
I'm 6'4".
God bless you. And I'm 5 feet 20 inches. Mr. Surprise, if you please.
I'm 5'6".
Nice. Okay, we need a point guard. We need a banger in there.
I roll like I'm 7 feet, brother.
And that's you. Look, it's March Madness. This is the March Madness Saturday edition. Tomorrow.
Oh, right. That's right.
This little
guys, Terrell Ford is on with us.
What?
Terrell Ford is on with us. Terrell, buddy, thanks for joining in, man. I got to get you on this little platform here.
6'8" for life.
Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this. And Tim, I just wanted to, the first question I always ask all of our guests is number one, why did you get involved with Kong? How did you get involved with Kong? When did you get involved with Kong? And were you the same kind of a skeptic as I was? Because I was extremely skeptical about Kong and water. I thought it was a bunch of nonsense. I thought, water's water. And I literally laughed at you for like 6 or 7 every morning. I'd see those posts and just started laughing. And
right
now, just how ridiculous that was. So give the audience your story in regards to all that.
All right, great. Well, thanks for having me on to the Kong Family Show, JJ and Sean. And so, JJ, as you know, we got a little cheer that we like to do. So I'm going to start off doing that because we're saving lives. So we're going to get excited here. Kong's water, get it, drink it, live it.
Drink it, live it.
Woo! I don't know the term, but I can go woo all day long.
So when I found out about it, it was April of 2016, and my wife Cheri, she was 8 months pregnant, and she was having a lot of health issues, and so we were going to do a home birth, so we were doing our checkups with our midwife, and I was doing a lot of juicing with our juicer, a lot of carrot and spinach juice, a lot of greens. And because as your pregnancy progresses, your pH, it stays harder and harder. It's harder and harder to have a healthy pH as your pregnancy progresses. So usually as your pregnancy progresses, your pH is acidic. And so when we're doing our checkups with our midwife, Cheri's pH is always coming out to be on the acidic side of the pH scale. And even though we're doing lots of juicing, lots of fruits and vegetables, we're eating really healthy, it was always staying on the acidic side. And then I saw a friend of mine during that April, his name is Tony Torres. He was posting on Facebook about Kangen water. And so I said, that looks interesting. So I started looking into it a little bit, but when I took the time and I watched the full video presentation or demo of the water, and I saw all the things the water does, I saw how much better hydrating it is when they did that little tea bag demonstration, and I saw how it helps to balance out your body's pH. So it blew me away, and I said, Cheri, we got to get this. You got to watch this. We got to get this like now, because I think with all your health issues that you're having, that this is really gonna help. And so then Cheri, she watched the same presentation, and she was like, yeah, I agree, we got to get this. And so we never tried the water, and we ordered our machine. And then, when we got it, just a week after drinking it, Cheri's next checkup with our midwife, her pH was perfect. It was between 7 and 7.5. It was right balanced out, right where it should be. And every checkup after that, her pH was perfect. And so all her health issues went away. And, because I learned right here in this book, this is Dr. Batman, you're not sick, you're thirsty. Don't treat thirst with medications. He has the data in here, the science. And according to the data, he's saying most, if not all, health problems are caused by chronic dehydration. And so the health problems that you have, usually it's symptoms because they're symptoms of being chronically dehydrated. And so I was really happy with that Cheri's health problems were able to go away during that final month of her pregnancy. She was able to give, birth just fine from home with our midwife and to Timmy. And then Cheri's after birth pains, usually her previous 4 pregnancies, her after birth pains would go on for 2 or 3 weeks. And this time her after birth pains were just 1 day. And so a whole bunch of other things in addition to that. And so then we started sharing. So I started posting every day on Facebook, something related to Kangen water. And then we started sharing the water with as many people as we could in our neighborhood and with friends and family. And so many amazing things started happening from sharing the water that it seemed like almost everybody was asking where they could get the unit that makes this water, where they could purchase it from. And we started having up to 17 people a day coming to our house getting water, ringing our doorbell throughout the day. And because after I saw what it did for Cheri, I was determined I'm going to do whatever I can to spread the message of this water, even if I'm only able to save one life or the life of one family, that'll be worth it. So I just did all out massive action, telling everybody, giving water to everybody, posting on Facebook. And because me and Cheri too, we were looking for something that I could do from home. And so because we were able to start referring people, they were able to start drinking the water, noticing the health benefits, then we've been able to work full time from home now, almost going on 3 years now.
So what were you doing? What was your situation before you ran into Kangen water? I mean, you told us about Cheri's health and her pregnancy and such, but what was your personal situation? You were working for somebody, or what was going on with you at that time?
So thanks for asking, JJ. So Cheri and I, we were newly married. We've been married for under a year, and we were living in Utah County. Well, that's, we got married, we were in Utah County, but we bought a house and we moved to central Utah, a very rural area out here in the country. And so I was working a job in Utah County that I had to commute to 90 minutes each way. So an hour and a half of driving each day to commute. And
you really miss that, don't you? Life on the open road, checking in the sights, all the rubber and metal around you.
Yeah, exactly. So no life, you know. So I have to wake up really early and come home late and barely see Cheri and the kids. And so, you know, and because I've done other stuff before in the past as far as trying to do stuff from home, but I had a certain amount of success, but there was always something missing. And most other things that you try to do at home are opportunity driven things, where this is a product driven business where the product really does sell itself if you can have people try the water or invite people to watch a presentation. Because now I got tired of 17 people, up to 17 people in one day coming to our house to get water. So I don't really give water out anymore.
Can't imagine what the cops were thinking.
Yeah.
What's this guy got going on over there? Moonshine. Yeah. Caller, I need to check on McGaffin Jr. here. Keep a bird's eye on this young fella.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a good point, because I think people were wondering what was going on. So many cars always parking at the house every day, you know.
17
people coming and going. And one time someone came to get water because he had a lot of surgeries, and he wasn't able to lift more than 10 pounds because of the surgeries with his shoulder. And so he came to get water, but he had been drinking it for a while now, and so he was seeing a lot of improvement. So he was carrying out a big 4-gallon thing of Kong's water as he was leaving, which weighs quite a bit. And one of the neighbors was coming over, and that didn't know anything about Kong's water, but they saw him carrying out this heavy thing of water, and they were really concerned. They're like, "You're not supposed to be lifting heavy stuff. What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm fine now." And it's the water. They're like, "The water?" Like, "What are you talking about?" They're all confused. And then they came inside because they were wishing us congratulations for Cheri's baby that we had, you know. And they were all confused. They're asking about the water. I'm like, "I'll give you some right now." They're like, "No." And they wouldn't get any water. They were all really skeptical. They thought it was really weird, you know. But so they thought something weird's going on here. But yeah, so I was doing the 1.5-hour commute, JJ, and but since we started doing the water, we did the all-out massive action. You know, I didn't know if we were going to refer a lot of people or not. My whole attitude was, I'm just going to do everything I can, all-out massive action. Whatever happens, happens. And you know, one thing led to another. We started referring people. People started noticing amazing things from the water. So we started collecting all these amazing experiences, and then it started growing in the snowball effect, and it started to explode at a certain point.
Wow, that's
so now, yeah. So that's what we were doing before, commuting to this job, and now we're not doing that anymore. And so now we're in control of our own schedule and be able to work from home from full time. And like that's what the Kong family is all about: spreading the message of true health, family to family, friend to friend, you know, house to house. We the people, you know, building those relationships, person to person. And so it's all connected to spreading the message of liberty.
Yeah, amen. That is fantastic. Sean, do you have anything that, you know, along this line that you'd like to ask Tim before we move on to the next subject?
Well, God bless you. No, man, I guess I just you talked about going from your job, and how long did it take you to
transition to working full time? It took about 5 months from that job to being able to not have to work at the job anymore and just be completely full time.
God bless you. That's beautiful, man. Hey,
yeah, thank you, Sean.
Massive action is indeed a real phenomenon.
And yeah, it is a real phenomenon. And so if people look at my social media, you know, if you look at my Facebook or the other social media platforms I'm on, you'll see I'm posting something related to water, Kong's water, or related to true health, something related to Kong's water every single day, almost, you know, 1 to 3 times a day. I rarely miss a day. And so other people, you know, that aren't, you know, so sometimes people wonder, well, how are you referring people? Well, every day I'm trying to do something, and rather than post one time and then you don't post again for a month, you have to be consistent. You got to do something every day, so you got to do all out massive action. You have to be consistent.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'd like to ask Tim, that because I know this is an issue with a lot of people. There's, one of the biggest objections, hurdles, whatever that we face out here is I can't afford it, because
Right.
it's an investment, and it we try to get people to think on the side of investment rather than on the side of expense.
Right.
And, what was your situation? Did you just like, oh, here, boom, no problem. Here's $5,000. That's money, chump change, right? Or what was your situation?
Oh yeah, good question.
How to get over that hurdle for yourself?
Yeah, good question. So, we had to make a sacrifice, Cheri and I, and so we had to eat a lot of rice and beans, and I don't have a cell phone myself, and and Cheri has a cell phone, so we have one phone, and we have one car, and we, didn't go out to restaurants, for months. We didn't go out to eat for a long time, and we didn't go out to entertainment, movies. We didn't go out to do anything as far as entertainment wise, going to the movies or anything, and to make it happen. And that's what I try to encourage people is you have to give up something to get to give up something of value to get something better, of greater value. And so I see a lot of people who are like, oh, I can't afford that, but then I see them buying a brand new snowmobile, things like that, or they're going out to the movies like once a week, or they go out to eat like 2 or 3 times a week. And like, if you guys just, made a sacrifice for not too long of a time, you can find a way to make it work. So there's lots of different ways you can get it. There's the 0% interest financing strategy. When you use a 0% interest credit card, you can get it for less than $45 a month. And there's the other strategy of going through a Nagic where you do the down payment of about $900, and it's just $150 a month. So you can do it. So you can, and that's the strategy with people that have bad credit. You can go that way with the $150 a month option through a Nagic. And I'm sure if you cut back on entertainment and other things that we pointed out, you can make it happen. Plus, you're going to save money from all the different things that the water can do. So, and because we're really big, me and you, JJ, and I think you are too, Sean, as far as, now at the medical establishment in the U.S., we spend over $4 trillion a year on healthcare, and 90% of that is spent after someone gets sick. And a lot of that is because we, in general, the people, we've been taken hostage, and we've been led to believe that this is the only way to go. But if we take personal responsibility for our health and we make sacrifices and we do things that are going to better our health, do preventative care, because like we said, 90% of that money, that figure I put out there is $4 trillion is spent after someone gets sick. But if we focus more on the preventative care, then we can shift things back. We don't have to be hostage anymore. We can shift things back to we the people. And then that's going to force the medical establishment to actually compete, and the free market's going to come back, and they're going to have to bring their outrageous bloated prices down, because right now it costs $6,000 or more for just one day in the hospital. That's ridiculous. And that is, we have to make some sacrifices. If we do that, we can shift things back and we can drive the cost down overall.
No, dig it. Listen, I simplify this, and I hear all the time, and I know you guys do too. You can't afford it. You kind of alluded to it. Just doing the math for an SD 501. Well, that's the God's honest truth. A buddy of mine just put up this smart water bottle, and the meme on it was, hey, if you're spending $3 a bottle on smart water, it's not working. And I laughed, and he's a guy that doesn't have a machine. And so I broke it down, and I basically said, well, listen, 730 days, 2 full years, from $4,000 is $5.45 a day, just for the first 2 years. Now, that's paying it all off in 2 years. Say you get a finance plan, you can cut that almost in half and pay it off in 4 years. I mean, some of the cats that I had early on were doing the 4-year plan. So when you think about that, I mean, how, if a smart water bottle's $3, you buy 2 of those a day, this machine pays for this machine. So I'm really looking to break it down more and more and more, just because people have the hardest time and people simply cannot afford this. And I think what we're doing, why this is so significant, is that we're pushing the envelope with a real conscientious, thoughtful solution to this Band-Aid oriented thinking. I mean, hey, has carbon water and enagic changed the whole definition or perspective of an ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure? I mean, it's changed that just dramatically. You know, it's not just a catchy thing anymore. You know what I mean? It literally is. 16 ounces of prevention is worth a lifetime of cure, you know, in whatever context we want to put it. But I just wanted to break it down there, you know, because I gave a water to some old Vietnam vet one time for like 6 months. And poor cat was always giving me all these things that he had to go on, and being empathetic, him being my elder, feeling like I wanted to respect him and just like take care of him and help him get through it. 6 months later, after like 2 days or 3 days, when he came through and refilled his jugs, shows up in my driveway in a $20,000 Cadillac. And he was proud as punch. You know, in the meanwhile, you know, his wife like is going in for shoulder surgery, and I've been greasing her zerts for the last like 2 months. Oh, sorry. So yeah, you know, it's just crazy. We can't afford it. We just are either selfish, we're oblivious, or, you know, some people aren't that intelligent. So, not to be judgmental, you know. Hey, that's it. What are you going to do, man? You can't beat a dead horse. You know, he's already dead. You know, so you got to get through all those. But I know we are at the forefront of really making a huge wave in that direction. And people are going to understand, you know, that they can't afford not to have it. So I just had to share that. $5.45 a day for 2 years. Put that feather in your cap when you're talking to people, jocking you with that I can't afford it rap, you know.
Absolutely. It's like you said, Sean, the water pays you. It pays you in lots of different ways. And then, JJ, you got that bottled water there in your hotel room, that Icelandic water's got the price tag on there.
Check this out. Icelandic, $5. $5. You could pay $5 for some awesome looking poison.
Buy one of those a day for 2 years, and you have bought your Kangen water machine.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, I always say Kong doesn't cost. Kong pays. He doesn't cost. It's ridiculous, you know, because when I look at how fast it took, you know, because the checks that I got from Enagic were part of the equation, but the money that Kong saved me, you know, from not having to go to the dentist, to not having to take my cat to the veterinarian, to, you know, not having to buy laundry detergent in 2 years, and so on and so forth. There's so many ways that Kong pays that, you know, if people will actually just open up their abyss, this is what I call it, the abyss, the great gap or crack in the earth right here. And, you know, so one of the things that we try to make very clear around here is that, you know, because people like to call Kong water, they like to call it this miracle water. They like to say it did this, it did that, it did this and the other thing. And they're all happy about that. But the truth of the matter is that Kong didn't do anything. Kong's not the miracle. The miracle is this thing right here. This is the miracle. This is the miraculous 120 millivolt machine that runs on hydrogen. And that's what Kong's water does, kids. For everybody out there that's listening to this, that's going to be listening to it as time goes by, I think it's absolutely crucial that we continue to reiterate over and over and over and over again that the miracle is right here, kids. It's right here. It's not in this little lightning bolt in a box what this lightning bolt in a box is that you get and put on your countertop is an incredible gift that was given to us. And so we want to make sure that we let people understand that when you drink Kangen water, what you're doing is you're giving your machine what it needs so it can do what it needs to do to fix itself, because it's designed to fix itself. And in most cases, it will fix itself. And so my next question to all the guests is always, so what kind of, because people are always kind of curious about this kind of stuff.
I think Sean was trying to say something there.
Hey, no, look, for real, we got to get rid of the extremism here, there, Dr. Surprise. Listen, in the essence of March Madness, I ain't scoring like I'm scoring unless Kangen water's running the floor throwing me dimes all day.
That's right.
So we can't minimize it to that. We've got to just say, hey, man, it's the facilitator to the body, something. But your language, man, I want to reach through the screen and see if that is one of those hat visors with the bushy hair or that's your real lid. You know what I mean? So you just settle down, I might have to go throw mine on. In fact, I'm going to. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's in the car anyway. No, I get what you're saying, but we got to acknowledge that, you're talking about our body being hydrogen, and this stuff's introducing the hydrogen, giving us the hydrogen so it can roll down the track full bore. Got to give that assist there, man. We got to give it the dime. We got to chalk that up in the stat sheet.
I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm just trying to, the big thing is, one of the big, huge things with Enagic is they don't want us, saying that it does anything because they call it medical claims, whatever.
It doesn't
nonsense, but I just like to make it clear that if we give the body what it needs, and the main thing it does need is Kong's water, if we give it that, it's amazing what it can do for itself. And so, and one of the big things, like for me, Tim, I sat and watched you post for all those months and just laughed and giggled and whatever, bypass this, give it a like, but I never
9 or 10 months,
I never said see more until that one fateful day when Brittany posted, and that post caught my brain cell, and so I hit the see more button. And what really got me was her story. Her story, what happened, because you were so persistent going over there week after week, giving her water, and finally her body started fixing itself because it was getting what it needed. And that was what turned me on. And the thing is that these kinds of stories are what are going to ignite brain cells and get people to go, well, maybe I should click see more. Maybe I should watch this video. Maybe I should actually look a little deeper into this instead of just laughing at it and saying, water's just water, And so I always ask all of our guests to say, what kind of things have happened for people when they have started doing the right thing for their body? What kind of stories have stirred you? What kind of things have happened besides your own personal experience and Cheri's experience? What other kinds of things have happened out there that have given you more passion, more desire to continue, getting this out there to the world and realizing that you most definitely can help us accomplish our goal of changing the world?
Yeah, so you're asking me that question, DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've literally have saved lives. And we've had people that were seriously on their deathbed, and without giving away too many details here, we literally saved lives. And it's been totally nuts. And so, your body is more water than anything else. And so water has the biggest impact on your health more than anything else. And so everything everybody else is drinking, whether it's soda pop, bottled water, filtered water, even spring water, reverse osmosis, distilled, all of those all contribute to oxidative stress or inflammation, every single one of them. The only one that's an antioxidant, the only one that is not contributing to all the oxidative stress is Kong's water. So if you make that 75% of your body an antioxidant, then you're giving yourself the highest potential to help prevent ill health, or help the highest potential to help prevent prevent ill health or reverse bad health, the highest potential, because you're giving your body more, you could eat carrots all day long and eat a perfect diet of raw fruits and vegetables. That's still only going to get you about 25% of the equation, which is great, but the water is going to impact you more and faster, and it's a lot easier just to drink water than it is to eat carrots all day long. And so we've literally saved lives, and that's not hyperbole. That's not like exaggeration. I've had so many people with tears in their eyes in person or over the phone thank me for saving their life. And so it's, that's why we're so passionate about this, because every time I hear somebody's health problems, I say to Cheri, Kangen water, that's what they need. And because like I was saying in this book here, you're not sick, you're thirsty. He says with the data, it's not a theory, it's all proven that almost all, if not all, health problems are caused by chronic dehydration. Because if you're chronically dehydrated, if you examine degenerative disease, it always goes back to two things: either too much oxidative stress or inflammation. You cut the apple in half, it's turning brown. That's the oxidation, that's the aging, that's the rusting, that's the inflammation. Too much of that, or too many toxins. It's one of those two things, or both. But those two things are because the person's chronically dehydrated that the inflammation builds up and the toxins build up. But that person gets the hydration that they need, then those things go away. So we literally have saved lives, and that's not a joke.
Yeah. And, that's, for me, I know that's been the most exciting and rewarding thing about this. And, when you have somebody call you up and they're crying and thanking you for changing their life, it's pretty powerful. It hits you right in the heart, and it gives you more desire and more passion to continue on out there. When I first got involved with this, I'll still never forget this, because when Tita and I decided that we were going to buy our machine, and we bought our machine and ordered it, and I remember you found, because you got the notice that I just ordered a machine, and you called me up and said, "Jay, man, that's awesome, dude. You guys we're having meetings at your house," and I'm like, and I was like, I was running 3 other companies at the time, and the last thing I was interested in was doing this as a business. Just the magic of the company itself is that by buying the machine, you automatically, all you got to do is click that little box and fill out that little form, and you're in if you want to be in. And I thought, well, it's crazy for me not to click that box and fill out that form, even if I'm not going to do anything with it. But once I started drinking the water, and keep in mind out there, kids, I'm somebody who never drank water. I never drank water unless I was sick. If I got sick, then I would drink some water. But I got my water from my Gatorade and my Sprite and my Coke and my, energy drinks and, whiskey and Coke and whatever, all these horrible places I got my water from. But once I bought Kong, I was like, well, heck, I just spent $4,000. I'm gonna drink this water, So I started drinking the water, and it started making a difference. And that's when all of a sudden I started learning and realizing, holy moly, I have got to share this water. I cannot be selfish and hold it back. This is so important. This is the answer to so many people's prayers, so many family members, so many people, friends and such that I love. I've got to share this with them. Whether they're going to listen, whether they're going to do it, that's up to them. But just like with the World Without Cancer, it's my job to share the story and share the information. It's their job, to decide what they're going to do with that information. And so I couldn't help myself. I had to start doing it. So it was quite the transformation. And, So with you got involved, you took the jump off the cliff, you knew it was the right thing to do, and you weren't even a skeptic like I was. And so, tell the audience what ultimately what it's ended up doing for you beyond the health problems and the situations like that, and being able to no longer have to drive 3 hours a day, get to see your family. What has it done for you because there's people out there that are going to be curious about the business side of things. What has it done for you there?
Good question. And like JJ, you said you were a skeptic, but it wasn't until you watched that presentation. I loaned you that DVD, and then you watched it and you saw the things the water can do visually, that the light bulbs, you're like, oh, we got to get this. So that's one of the things that I do is, like, here's a DVD right here. So I either loan people a DVD and invite them to watch it, or I give them a link online, message them, email them to a presentation they can watch over the internet, or I invite people to my house and then I take the DVD out and I put it in the TV and I push play and they sit there on the couch and they watch it with us. So inviting people to watch a presentation, invite. Because when people see visually what the water does, and they see, like, here's I don't know how much, well, it's going to come off on camera, but see, this was the pesticides that came off of some strawberries. You see how that's yellow there inside this? That's strawberries. This was from tomatoes. This was from lettuce. This one might be a little harder to see. That's the yellow that's coming off of there. So when people see that, they see, like, here's the 2.5, the water you can use for cleaning, disinfecting everything. So that saves you money there. And then you got your beauty water here. When people see the demonstration, they're like, holy cow. So you got to keep inviting people to watch it. Once that happens and they watch it, almost always they will figure out a way to get the Kong's water machine. And so what's happened since then, here's a magazine. There's Cheri and I right there. This was a Nagic magazine, October of 2018. We're right here on the front cover, from inviting people just to watch videos. So that got us up on stage, and, here's our plaque from going up on stage. Right there, we got awarded the 6A ranking, on stage. And just from inviting people to watch a presentation, to watch a video. And, it's also a tax write-off. I got the tax guide here. So it's 100% write-off. You can write it off on your taxes. That's going to get you back a certain amount if you're accustomed to get a tax return. And here's where you can use the water for so many things, cooking,
I love that.
Cleaning, and then here's this other, we talked about, you can use it to clean your house. So from inviting people to watch the video, just invite, then it starts to take off, and then nothing can stop you from getting here up on stage. And so because of that, now I'm able to be here at home. So Cheri's pregnant again. She's due in April. I'm here every single day for her. And I'm here for the kids. I'm here for Timmy. I'm here for Christian, Emily, Aubrey, and Haley. And so that was the main thing, is to have that time freedom to be here at home, to be here with my family. And then we can, hey, let's go to the park, at 1 in the afternoon. Where everyone else can't do that, we can do that. And so then we have the family togetherness. We're able to have that bonding. Then we're able to be more instrumental in teaching them about the brainwashing, pointing out, did you see that thing and on the TV? Do you understand why they're lying by omission? They're doing this disinformation. They're doing this misinformation. And so we're able to help that way, so that they go out into the world and they have the knowledge to not be deceived. And then they can do the things to help other people better their health, physically, spiritually, financially. So the time freedom, the bonding with the family, all of those things happen because of the financial health. And so it's been night and day. And, I want everybody to be able to have that. Even if you're not going to get serious about referring other people to Kong's water, it's going to help your financial health one way or the other. You're going to be feeling better, so you're going to be doing better at your job, or you're going to have better inspiration to get a different or better job, or you're going to be doing have the inspiration to do some other type of business. So one way or the other, it's going to help you and come back to you financially. Like we were talking about before, it pays you in your health. You're getting the best possible water you can possibly get. Your health's going to be at its best. When your health is going to be at its best, you're going to be feeling at your best, and that's going to translate into your finances. And so when you're healthy all those ways, physically, spiritually, and financially, whatever storms come into your life, you're going to be able to withstand those better. But it all goes down to exercising faith. Like you were talking about, JJ, you were a skeptic, but you saw my post, and then you exercised some faith by watching the DVD, and you had to take some action. And so anybody out there listening and watching this, you got to take some action. You got to, we're responsible for our own learning. We can't just sit there and wait for the TV to give us the truth, because it's never going to happen. You got to take some action. You got to do some investigating. You got to put the DVD in. You got to push play on the YouTube video. You got to do something. And then once you see it and you realize it, then you got to be like, I got to take action. I got to get this. No more excuses, because people are like, I got to get that. But then a week goes by, a month goes by, years goes by, nothing changes. So don't be like that. Be like, I need to take action. I'm going to do the opposite of what everyone else did. As everyone else is just sitting there, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to take action, and I'm going to make a miracle happen. Kong's water, get it, drink it, live it.
Amen, man. Listen, you just nailed it. You absolutely killed that, man, from way downtown with the 3-ball on that one. At the buzzer. No,
March Madness.
That's it. Listen, man, I'm a man of faith, and obviously both you guys are. And a lot of times people have this, like, God's this wizard, and he's going to, if we sit and wait, he's going to strike us. And you see people posting on Facebook about how, they're going to offer prayers, and I love that. I take that. But to a lot of people, that's enough for them. I'm just going to pray for them. Yeah, okay. How can we serve and take that prayer into action? So I literally go out of my way in certain cases to get people. This Kangen water is prayer in action. I hear people, I've got guys that, a cancer gal I knew from college, gone through cancer. She's kind of become a celebrity with her beating it. So when she was looking at it early, now she's kind of like too cool. She's getting too many good vibes. She doesn't need the wine. Another guy always asking for prayers, and you're just like, dude, I'll send it to you. I got a guy like down the road from you. Never even hear from him in the response capacity. And it's like they're waiting for this lightning bolt, and I'm like, hey, what if Kangen water is the lightning bolt? What if Kangen water is the hand of God, or it's in God's hand, and he's using me as a messenger to give it to? Now, and I'm not trying to, edify myself, but as a steward, what are we doing on this planet? Are we out running around trying to kick ass and take names like car salesmen? No. We're out there trying to help people as sincerely and thoroughly and authentically as I don't know some are even ready to be helped. You know what I mean? They don't get that. So I get lumped into the car salesmen and real estate and all these guys out there trying to hustle people for their deal, and just being too cool for school doing it. And then here's me going, no, man, I've been offered jobs. I love my lifestyle. All I want to do is go throw dimes so people can score, and sometimes score for the first time in their lives in terms of really understanding what their machine, as JJ likes to call it, what their machine starts to do in a performance level. So no, I had to add that in there. Kangen's prayer in action. And you nailed it. And like people are so drifty. I like to tell people to get people out of the clouds of La La Land, you got to get them to drink the cloud.
Yeah.
Shazam. Throw that one in.
That's right.
Throw that one in your back pocket.
That's right. Because the Kangen water, like Sean's talking about, is super cloudy, or it's cloudy when you first pour it in your glass. So you got to drink the cloud.
Yeah, that's absolutely it, man. No, I like your style. We could throw the ball back and forth to each other all day long. We should get into some 3-on-3 gig,
Yeah, 3-on-3 tournament.
Yeah.
We'll go up against any reverse osmosis, Dr. Pepper, soda, Gatorade. We'll go up against anybody.
Right.
We'll go up against Big Pharma. We'll go up against the powers that shouldn't be. We'll go up against anybody. We're always going to win.
Us against Big Pharma, right? Yeah. Us against Big Pharma right now is like Hickory against that big-ass school in Indiana in the movie Hoosiers.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, we're taking them cats down.
That's
You
right.
know, and leveling the playoff. They're going to be scrambling, going, "What? You know, what are these guys doing? They're cutting in on our profits."
Exactly.
You know, by helping people think critically again. We become so indoctrinated. We don't think critically. And I'll ask people simple questions sometimes, and they look at me like a dirt, you know, and I just want to like shake them like that lady on Airplane. Get a hold of yourself. You know what I mean? I'm right here. No, but that's it, man. It's just a matter of waking people up, you know, and some people want to be woke up. Some people love their slumber, man, because it's easy. It's non-challenging. Their bar's this high off the ground. No big deal. But we're trying to find those hungry people, those cats filling the lane, running the break, looking for a bucket on my bounce pass or my lob. You know, all you got to do is go get it. And so that's it, man. Yeah, I dig it all day. You bring a good story, you bring a good energy, you bring a baller's mentality to the table. I can dig it without the shovel, my man.
Can't go wrong with athletes, man. When you get athletes going, they just, sports is a big part of our lives, and it's a lot of camaraderie and teamwork and all that kind of stuff, which kind of coincides in perfectly with what the Kong family is all about. And so Tim, I've got a couple more questions for you, brother, and then we can all get on with our day, and we will have left everybody with some tremendous golden nuggets. And one of the things I love to ask all my guests is that if you only had one thing, you've got one thing that you can say to somebody. You got somebody who's curious, they're interested, but they're just kind of teetering on the fence or whatever as to whether they should get involved with the Kong family or not. And you've got one opportunity to say one thing to them. What is it?
Kong's water. Get it, drink it, live it. You don't even have to try the water. Like me and Cheri never even tried the water. You can get it. There's a 30-day refund policy. Then you have. So I always tell people, get it, drink. There's the cuckoo clock, but
nice. It's all right.
Well, like, hey, get the water, drink it every day, for about 3 weeks. If you're not noticing something significant going on, then send the machine back. You'll get a full refund minus the processing fee. And I haven't had a single person ever send the machine back. And so, what I try to tell people always is champions never quit, make a change. And so that's when you say Kong's water, get it, drink it, live it, that's the message of champions never quit, And so when I have 10 seconds in the elevator or whatever, I'm like, have you ever heard about Kong and water? No? Oh, I'm like, it's amazing. You need to check it out. And can I get your email and I'll just shoot you over a video? Sure, get their email and send over a video. And so you try to just get them excited with one thing. I say champions never quit. And Kong's water, get it, drink it, live it. And going back to what we were talking about before, JJ, about Big Pharma, it's like with Big Pharma, how many times have you heard the FDA have to remove a drug because it's caused some serious problems, such as people dying from it? What's the worst thing you've ever heard with Kong's water? With the worst thing you've heard with Kong's water is like Sean was saying, you give a person a great pass and they go in and slam the ball and they break the backboard. That's like the worst thing that happens there is you break the backboard from the awesome dunk.
With a massive dunk.
Yeah. Like Stockton to Malone, you got to do that sweet pass and the hammer dunk and break the backboard. That's the worst thing that happens with Kong's water. So that's what I try to do. When I only have one thing I can say to somebody, I got 10 seconds, I try to portray the backboard breaking. You want to live your life when you're going to slam a basketball and the glass is going to shatter? That's how you want to live your life. Come on.
That's right.
So I try to get them to, get that image in their heads, So I'm all about champions never quit. So that's a good question, JJ. One thing, it's hard because you want to give them all the information in 10 seconds. It's hard to do it. They only got 10 seconds. So you just have to try to pique interest. And so if you're coming across as somebody who people can tell, if you're got good energy and you're in good spirits, and they can feel that, then they're going to listen to what you have to say there for that 10 seconds. And if you can ask for their email or something like that, or their phone number, or give them your card, something that you can get, so you can give them a link to watch the video, or you can give them a card or something that has a link that they can go watch the video. That's what you try to do with that short amount of time. So that's a good question.
Awesome. Yeah, that's some powerful stuff there, brother. And this whole thing has been the awesome show that I anticipated it would be. I was so excited to get you on here and get you together with Sean, because I knew you guys would just hit it off. And we have such an interesting family of people. And I think this is a good point to recognize everybody on the live right now. Our buddy Julio Reyes Jr., our brother that was on the show yesterday, he's in here watching, and he says great stuff. And even Ivan Peralta Jr., he lives in, he lives in Massachusetts, I believe. He was on the show a while back. He's tuned in. So thanks, you guys, for coming in and tuning in on the show. Feel free to share all this stuff out, because this is powerful stuff that's going to change lives, and it's going to be there for people to see in the days, months, and years to come. It's going to be up there and available. And so, with that all said, with we're in here, we're about 50 minutes. And I want to ask you one last thing, Tim, and that is that my theory about this whole thing and doing this 7 days a week is that the stories of people, that's what changes lives. That's what changed my life, was a story. It wasn't all the facts and figures about anything. It was because I wasn't listening to it. I didn't want anything to do with all those facts and figures. I wasn't like, no, whatever. Water's water. And the truth is it was a story that turned my light bulb on. And so, you never know what story is going to turn whose light bulb on. And I believe that sharing stories is a huge part of things. And you come on here today so graciously and taken away from your precious time to get in here and share your story, your powerful story. And you never know who that's going to resonate with as time goes by. And so the last thing I like to ask all of our guests is, give your information, whatever information you want to give, please give it out to people so that they can, because they might resonate with you and not me or not Sean, and they might want to work with you. And if that's the case, great. That's what they need to do. They need to get their machine. They need to work with you, because you're going to take great care of them. But how are they going to do that if they don't know how to get a hold of you? So if you would please give out to our guests all of your contact information that you so choose to give out. I think you should share your book. Let them know about that book, because it's an incredible book. And so, but I want you to, give whatever information here at the end now to, how do people reach out to you if they want to reach out to you?
Thanks, JJ. So yeah, I would say whoever invited you to this video, get back to the person who invited you to this video, but you can find me at championsneverquit.com, championsneverquit.com. And then, like you were talking about, JJ, I got my book here, Champions Never Quit. God is close by your side, right there. And so, I'll try to kind of talk about this super fast. My dream was to become the greatest basketball player ever. And it was a dream that came to me from an answer to a prayer when I was 9 years old. And so I knew God answered my prayer. And so I'm like, okay, but I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it was going to be really tough. And so I started practicing every day after elementary school, just shooting the basketball for hours on end, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, every single day out in the cold, in the snow. And but I didn't make the team in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. We moved around a lot, went to different schools. I had a lot of knee problems. My orthopedic surgeon said I had the worst knees he'd ever seen. I went and served a 2-year church mission for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. Then I came back and had to get knee surgery, and then tried out 3 more times. I was one person away from making the team at the University of Utah. And so I was the equipment manager then at the University of Utah, and we were there in a meal with all the team, and one of the players was trying to make fun of me and saying how hard it was to be a college basketball player. You'll never be one of us. It's too hard. It's too difficult. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is really difficult to be a college basketball player. You know, it's almost impossible. And as difficult as it is to be a college basketball player, it's even more difficult or even more impossible to be a basketball player in the NBA. But I was there with the whole team, all the players were there, all the coaches, everybody except the head coach, all the assistant coaches were there. And I said, but I've done something that's so difficult. Not a single person in this room has done what I've done. And the thing that it was no one has tried out to make a basketball team as many times in a row as I have and still has not given up, still has not quit. And so I'm like, the only reason why you're here is because you just happened to grow 7 feet tall and things kept going your way. But if you want to have made the team once or twice, would you have continued to keep going? No, you wouldn't. You just kept going because things kept going your way, you know. And so the whole point was the greatest thing, the most difficult thing you can do in your life is to get back up when you get knocked down. And not only is that the most difficult thing, that's also the greatest thing you can do in your life. And that's the whole reason I was able to keep coming back. It didn't seem like God was there because I kept failing, but he was there because I was able to keep coming back and not giving up. That's because God was helping me to do that. So I was able to keep getting back up. I was able to accomplish the greatest accomplishment, which is not to give up, to get back up. And so anybody that gets back up, that doesn't give up, they are a champion. And because champions are the only type of people that can get back up. So anybody, if you get back up, you don't give up, you're a champion, and miracles are going to happen. And because I was able to scrimmage with Jazz basketball players at the Jazz practice facility, Raul Lopez, Curtis Borchardt, Sasha Pavlovich, who went on to play at Cleveland, Mo Williams, who went on to play at Cleveland. I was able to scrimmage with them. I played with them at the Jazz practice facility. And they thought I was on the team. They thought I was on the University of Utah basketball team because, you know, I held my own. We performed. We won scrimmages. So the point is never give up. Champions never quit.
Amen, brother. Right. Champions never quit. And that's why we're champions and why you're a champion and why Sean's a champion is that we just keep on keeping on no matter what gets after us, no matter what, you know, knocks us down. We pull up our bootstraps, jump back up and get back after it again. And, you know, so I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me. And, you know, over the last 2 years has been a huge life shifter for me. And, you know, I'm so grateful that you never quit, that you kept it up, even in spite of, you know, my ignorance and you know, my
obstinance.
Yeah.
You can't catch a pass if you don't put your hands up. You had your hands in your pockets there, snickerdoodles. It's about damn time you dropped the ball off your forehead a few times before you finally took your hands out and caught the thing and scored with it. Now you're running the floor like Magic Johnson, or I should say John Stockton. Attaboy. Hey, you know, in the essence, I always think about that. You know, when you ask everybody that question, you know, what's the one thing? And, you know, it's kind of like pinpoints it. But again, back to this basketball thing. You just tell people, take the damn shot.
Yeah.
You know, take the shot. You miss it, you make it. You want to take another one, take another one. You don't go sit your ass back in the bleachers. This ain't for you. And then you're going to they watch people taking shots. Next thing you know, they'll be out there. I think everyone's going to get one eventually. I still have people bouncing back from 5-6 years ago asking me the beautifully brilliant question, or do you still do that water? I always tell them, no, this water's doing me, man. I'm just a reflection of it, you know. And that's it. They'll come back. They'll be there. So it's just patience, leaving the door open, you know, taking those like, no worries, man. We're going to get the ball back anyway, and I'm going to throw it to someone else. And it's just a matter of taking the shot. You know, so many people are afraid to take a shot. And I think for me, that's what's kind of resonated with our little themed March Madness special this fine Saturday morning. Take this shot.
Yes.
That's it. Take it.
Yeah, and like Sean said, you might miss the shot, but then you eventually gonna make it. You keep taking the shot, you're eventually gonna make it.
That's right.
Yeah. And as the old great Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Amen.
And, you know, I heard that from him a long time ago, and I always took that to heart. Always, you know, take those shots. You're never going to know if you don't try. And so that's been a tremendous blessing, and this whole thing has been such a great blessing today. It's been so fun having you guys on. I knew we were going to be able to have a little bit of fun, have some laughs. and also get some really solid information out there for people that could change their lives. You know, you can change your lives. The Enagic motto is change your water, change your life. And right here, kids, you see 3 living testaments to that and how it has changed all of our lives. And there's no reason why it can't change yours as well. And so with that all said, I want to thank everybody who's tuned in to the Kong Family Show. I want to thank everybody that's going to be tuning in as time goes by, as they get the replays. Thank you so much. If any of you want to reach out, you know, my brother Sean Wetzel. Sean, why don't you give everybody your contact information as well so they know how to get a hold of you?
No, I mean, you know, Facebook, man, it's a beautiful integrator, and social media and that, right? You know, yeah, I mean, I got a LinkedIn handle, I got a Twitter, but I don't use it too much, man. I'm too Fred Flintstone for the bullet point all stars. You know, I got to substantiate it with maybe like a phrase or like maybe a paragraph. I just can't be a bullet point guy, and Facebook kind of, LinkedIn gives me that paragraph ability. But I've got a web series of websites from EWS, Wet Cell Water, kind of a play on my name, WETCELL water.net.com. You know, find one of them. Great resource. You know, I always tell it. I think the thing for me was, you know, I really puked on people early on because you're excited. You know, you're like that dog on Bugs Bunny that's bouncing around. Hey boss, hey boss, hey boss. You're like, hey aunt, hey uncle, hey mom, hey dad, hey brother, and you just want to give them the water. And half of them are like Spike, and they just reach out and go, shit it, you know, and they just give you the backhand. You just got to just straight up find people that want to do their own due diligence, have the resources available. Send them the video, the DVD. I really like Something Big Isn't Coming, It's Already Here. I like Why Kangen Water in 20 Minutes. And there's another one, oh, Be Better, Feel Better, with this cat named Mark Urban. You know, little 8-minute piece. You know, I think just having resources like that available are fantastic. And now with stuff like this, you know, if I got a baller that I'm talking to, I take this recorded video and I send his ass to it in Messenger and just say, watch this, you know. And again, it's that whole story. Facts tell, stories sell. You know, facts are out there. But when you're hearing the tangible experiences people are having with this water, and from a baller to baller, there's just another level. You know, I played at 3 different colleges. I was D1 all day, all these visits. My dad made me go to Missoula at the university here. Where Kristoviak's from, you know, he was a legend up here. I think he's still top 2, 3, if not the all-time leading scorer down there in Ute country. But, you know, it's just a matter of just being available, making this stuff available, you know, and getting it, communicating it to people as best we can. When there's relatability, people are a lot more inclined to feel the mojo of the conversation and then allow themselves to be a little more discerning about what they're hearing, you know. So I always just try and look at, like, how do I relate to people, you know. But yeah, I'm all over. Sean Wetzel, I got a page, I got a My Water Heals You fan page. You can't miss my big ugly ass on social media. Big bearded leaf feeder, or as JJ likes to say, big damn Anna Sazzy. Hey, I got a boogie. You guys are awesome. I got some
thanks, Sean.
Handle. Yeah, thanks for joining us on the show today, man. Appreciate that. Good luck with your baby. My daughter's birthday's on the 11th. She turns 14. So
on April 11th?
Yeah, you're gonna have yourself a little diamond girl. Either way you slice it. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like Seals and Crofts used to sing about, you know.
All right, so one last thing before you go, Sean. You got to help us with this, okay?
Bring it.
Kong's water.
Kong.
Get it.
Get it.
Oh, yeah,
Drink
yeah.
it.
Live it. Live it.
Kong's water. Get it. Drink it. Live it.
Don't forget the nuts, boys. I love you guys so much. You have yourselves an awesome rest of the day and a great weekend. And thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me today. And I just love you guys to death. You know, just thank you.
Thanks, JJ. Thanks, Sean.
Hey, and let's find a way to get a little guitar riff on the back of that and just bring it out like JJ back in the day, rocking hard, Kong's water, get it, drink it, live it. We need to have some kind of track like that.
Yeah.
Just for the rockers in the house.
Yeah.
And then we could get into something a little more soulful, a little more funky, a little Earth, Wind, and Fire style for that crowd, which is kind of, my scene. I'm telling you, throw some heavy synthesizers and like a Louis Johnson bass slapping funk at the bottom of that little get it, drink it, live it. Dude, I think we're on to something. We might win something at the next Kong and Water convention.
Yeah.
JJ learned how to play the axe, and it's on, dude. You grab that stick and those strings, and you just go out there and rock a couple chords. And we'll sing that 3 microphone style. We'll probably get run off the stage, but we will have absolutely a great time doing it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Awesome.
Kong's water, get
Kong's
it,
water.
drink it, live it.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Have yourselves an awesome day. Love you. Love you so
Thanks,
much.
JJ. Thanks, Sean.
You got it, guys.
Woohoo!
Woo! That's my concert party goer yell. So it just serves as such a multitude of like excitement, shouts. Woo! Giddy up. Hey, don't let your meatloaf today there, JJ. Go tile the floor because you can, and you got the knees to do it. Giddy up, gentlemen. Thank you much. Rock and roll.
Great one, boys.
You rock, man. And good luck with TMG 3. That's his name. TMG 3, man. That's what I'm going to have to start calling my nephew as he comes up on the scene and I get to meet him. All right.
That'd be awesome, Sean.
TMG 3, man.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
T3, TMG 3.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I got that in my vault for days. It just comes. I might not remember it tomorrow, but it rolled nicely off the tongue today. Dog. All right, boys. Peace.
Bye for now.
Thanks, JJ. Thanks, Sean.
See you guys.